Good evening. I'm Dan Wolf. Laura's on assignment tonight. Thanks for joining us. We begin with breaking news. Very heavy rain is falling across the Twin Ports, specifically over the city of Duluth right now. We have some serious road flooding to talk about, but we'll show you some images, some video of that flooding in a moment. We want to get right to Chief Meteorologist Adam Lorch, who has the latest on this flooding situation. Adam?
Yeah, thanks, Dan. We've seen a lot of rain in a very short period of time, especially here in the Twin Ports area, and especially in Duluth is where we're seeing a lot of these flooding reports coming out of. So I promise you I'll talk about the entire region, but right now we have some pretty bad flooding going on in Duluth proper right now. Again, radar is indicating over 4 inches of rain. I know that's a 12-hour rain total, but most of that has been within the last few hours, actually. So the National Weather Service has issued a flash flood warning for the Duluth area. So what does this mean for you? Well, if you're at home, stay at home. And if you're on the roads, try to get off the roads. And if you come across any roads that are covered in water, don't try to drive over them. We are hearing some reports of people getting stuck in some water-covered road areas. So it can be a very dangerous situation. It takes less than a foot of water to sweep a regular car down the road. So wanted to share a couple of images here with you. This is I-35 in the tunnels. You can clearly see that left lane pretty much completely covered with water. Some cars still moving in the right lane, slowly but surely, I'm assuming. And then this is another view of those same tunnels, and doesn't look quite as bad from that view here at this point in time. But now take a look at radar. We've been seeing that rain pretty heavy, pretty consistent over us here in the Twin Ports. It is moving up the North Shore, light rain off to our north, as well as down into east central Minnesota. But again, the main concern is it's just been sitting right on top of the Twin Ports area for the last 3 hours or so, dropping quite a bit of rain in a short period of time. And that has caused, obviously, our waterways not able to keep up with that amount of water. And so, again, best thing to do is just stay home, stay off the roads for now until the rain clears away from all of our roads. It's 57 degrees down here by the lake. As we head into tomorrow, we still will see a chance of rain in the morning. Should clear up in the afternoon. I'll look at that full forecast, continue tracking this flooding situation in a bit, but I'll send it back to you, Dan.
Thank you, Adam. Yeah, we are just following this breaking news. It's really happened in the last half hour. This flooding has really caused problems in the city of Duluth. Check this out. The water rushing just a few moments ago near North 7th Avenue East and East 3rd Street. Travel clearly very dangerous there. We're told city crews are now on scene. A building there is actually being evacuated because water is rushing into an apartment complex there. Again, this is near North 7th Avenue East and East 3rd Street in the city of Duluth. All that rain just inundating the roadways and even some buildings there. Also, I-35, rather. Adam was just talking about the issue with the tunnels there. We're hearing about up and down I-35. Our reporter snapped this image of cars just sitting in the water there on the interstate just a few moments ago. Clearly, travel is not safe at this time. The tunnels and a couple of other locations on I-35. And while we're talking about the flooding, also just took a call from someone who is up on Arrowhead Road. They said the area between Rice Lake Road and Kenwood Avenue on Arrowhead Road is flooded. Several cars stuck in the water there right now, stalled out on the roadway. So just many examples, as you saw a moment ago in downtown in the hillside neighborhoods. A lot of water coming down still, the rain still falling, but inundating roads and homes. We're going to get back over to Chief Meteorologist Adam Lorch here in just a couple of minutes, who has the latest on this flash flood warning and all the rain that continues to fall. He said it's just been sitting over the city of Duluth. We also have a crew out at that apartment evacuation right now. They're headed there now. Again, all of this has really just happened in about the last 35, 40 minutes. Here's a live look right now of that street flooding. Again, this is the area, this is in the area of North 7th Avenue East and East 3rd Street. This is a live look right now. If we could lose the banner there so we can get a better vantage point of the roadway. You see just how hard that water is rushing in the city, just flowing down the roadways, flowing down the hillside, going into homes, apartments, and making for very dangerous travel. You see a car making their way through the water. You hear it all the time. Adam Lorch just said it. Turn around, don't drown, don't drive through that water. It is very dangerous to do that. That car, fortunately, making it through. But it's just like this all over the city of Duluth right now, including on I-35. Adam was just saying 4.5 or so inches of rain in a matter of a couple of hours. And this is what that does. Flash flooding, extremely dangerous, can be very deadly. We're seeing the water come up through storm drains. We're hearing reports of it coming up through drains in buildings around the city of Duluth right now. Probably going to be some damage, probably going to be a lot of cleanup tomorrow. Hopefully this rain can slow down here this evening. But again, this is just one example of what you're seeing in the city of Duluth. North 7th Avenue East and East 3rd Street, all of that water. Also reports of flooding in the tunnels, I-35, flooding right now up on the hill. This isn't just in the city of Duluth. Arrowhead Road. Apparently traffic is stopped right now between Rice Lake Road and Kenwood Avenue on Arrowhead. So just further proof that if you're in the Twin Ports right now, especially the city of Duluth, just stay put, stay inside, wait for the rain to subside and therefore the flooding to subside, and stay safe. And we're going to get back over to Chief Meteorologist Adam Lorch as soon as he's ready for us to talk a little bit more about the flooding situation in the city. And I think we can head back over to Adam right now, who's going to break down that flash flood warning that the National Weather Service has issued. Adam, what's the latest?
Yeah, Dan. So again, we do have this flash flood warning that was issued not long ago, literally 5 minutes before we came on air, about is when that was issued. And so we're trying to get team coverage out there to figure out where exactly all these flooding waters are. But as you saw with our live shot, we're definitely seeing quite a bit of water, very reminiscent of the 2012 flood. We haven't seen that much rain yet, but we've seen anywhere between 3 and 4 inches of rainfall in a matter of a couple of hours, it looks like here. And it's mostly centered on the northeast side of town where the rain has been the heaviest, but still, even in downtown Duluth, through the tunnels like we've showed you before, we're seeing that flooding going on. And the problem is we've just seen this little spot of rain just sitting over the Twin Ports, continuing up the North Shore and along the South Shore as well. But it doesn't look like this rain is going to let up really here for a little bit. We could see another ½ inch of rain or so over the course of the next half hour to an hour. So I just wanted to go back to a MnDOT cam, and we'll be taking another look here at all of this water. This is in the I-35 tunnels area in downtown Duluth, and you can clearly see water going over the roadways. With our live shot earlier, we did see a vehicle try to go across the rushing water on the road. Bad idea. It doesn't take much water to carry a vehicle, and it was just a little car. So just try to stay safe. If you are on the roads right now, try to pull off if you encounter any of this water. If you know anybody who's on the road right now, make sure that they're aware of this situation. It can be very, very dangerous with this flash flooding. Things can go from just kind of bad to very, very bad in a short period of time, and that's kind of what we're really concerned about. So just stay off the roads for now, and if you're on the road, just try to get off the roads if possible.
It was amazing driving around on my dinner break earlier. It just felt tropical. You're just driving along, there's nothing, and suddenly I almost had to pull over multiple times. And this was, you know, a couple of hours ago.
Yep.
And we've had that type of rain ever since.
Yep.
Is there a hope here in the next hour or so it's going to come to an end and hopefully give us a break and clear things out?
That's what it's looking like. In the next hour or so, hopefully we start to see the rain subside and give us a quick break. There's more rain in the forecast, though, for tonight.
Okay.
So we'll have to see if, you know, our systems, our city systems can hold up to even more water.
Yeah, again, I-35, the tunnels, flooding there.
Yeah.
We've got up on the hill. I think we still have that live. Look at that.
That is just crazy.
Incredible amounts of water right now. You see people just looking outside their homes. Definitely stay in there. That's just the sidewalks, the streets. the city of Duluth. Adam, 4.5 inches of rain in a short amount of time.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
Yep. So far, radar's indicating around that 3 to 4.25 inches of rain in a very short period of time. And the big question is, too, you don't know what the structural integrity of the road is underneath all that pavement. So it could be washing out the road underneath all that in the sidewalk, and it could turn into a big sinkhole. So you have to stay away from those areas. Don't let your kids go play in the rushing water or anything like that. That can also be a very dangerous situation. So, again, best thing to do is just kind of hunker down, and hopefully everyone stays safe here tonight.
You hear it all the time during flash flooding events. The culverts, it's like you said, it's what's happening under the roadway. It looks safe. It looks like, okay, the road is there. It's okay to drive on, and slowly it's eroding from underneath. So that's why. Just another reason. You don't need to be traveling.
Exactly. And it doesn't look like there's too many people out there right now. Obviously, it's late at night, so that's a very good thing. But conditions will probably get a little bit worse before they start to inch their way towards better. I'll keep a very close eye on radar, though, here and see if we can see anything let up. Yeah,
that was, again, that was in the area of East 7th and 3rd. Just one of many areas to avoid tonight. Just don't go out if you don't have to. This has been a breaking news situation. We're following this flooding. We're going to go to break here. When we come back, we'll have the latest on this flash flood event. Stay with us.
Welcome back, everybody. We are in first alert weather as we are seeing a flash flood warning for the Duluth area. 4.3 inches of rain. That's radar indicated in the last couple of hours. I know it says 12-hour rain totals on the top, but the vast majority of that has been within the last couple of hours, kind of focused on the northeast side of town. We've seen a lot of rain in a very short period of time, and that's why the National Weather Service has issued this flash flood warning. So what does this mean for you? Well, if you're home, stay at home. Don't go out on the roads. Don't go try to play in the rushing water or anything like that. And if you know somebody who's out and driving, make sure that they're aware of this situation. Make sure that they know not to drive through rushing water. We did see that on our live shot, and that is definitely not something to be advised, as you don't know what the structural integrity of the road is underneath all that pavement and sidewalk and stuff like that. Could see some sinkholes form, and it could be a very dangerous situation. We saw that happen with the 2012 flood. Obviously, we saw a lot more rain with that rain event, but again, this is 3 or 4 inches, or more than 4 inches even, in just the last couple of hours, and that's why we have this flash flood warning. So this is a live look at the I-35 tunnels. You can see that left lane is clearly inundated with water. The right lane still looking fairly clear. If you are going to be navigating through roads like that, just be taking your time. Go very, very slowly. Put on your hazards. Make sure everyone's aware that, if a car comes flying through the tunnels and they don't know that that water is there, you could hydroplane and you could crash, and it could be a very bad situation with that as well. The good news is we're on the very, very tail end of this rain. It just does not want to leave the Twin Ports. It's almost like we have this little meso low that's kind of trying to spin around and continue to bring some rain here around the head of the lake, and that's why we're continuing to see such heavy rainfall. If we take a look at precip rates right now, maybe there it goes. So these are the precip rates. It's not as impressive as it was earlier here this evening. But again, if we throw up the 3-hour rain rates and zoom in, I mean, that's just super impressive. It's hyper local as well, really just hyper local to the Duluth area. So I apologize to folks living elsewhere, but this is a very bad situation, a very heavily populated area of our region, seeing these flood conditions. And of course, we have seen really bad flooding up here before, back in June 2012, and so that kind of brings a little bit of fear. Our waterways here in Duluth might not be able to handle this much water, and obviously can't, because we're seeing it rush over the roadways and blown out manhole covers.
Kenwood neighborhood. Reports of 8 inches of rain here this evening.
That's getting up there with June 2012.
That's incredible.
I think we had like over 10 inches of rain. But that was over like a 24-hour period, too.
And also over a larger area across northeast Minnesota and parts of Wisconsin. If you're anywhere but Duluth tonight, you're probably saying, what's the big deal? Like you said, hyper-local. That's what we're seeing. I believe we still have some live images of the flooding situation. Again, this is North 7th Avenue East and East 3rd Street. A big shout out to our photographer, Adam Demuth. He's out there. He is in a safe location, he tells us, capturing these images. But you see the water just gushing down the sidewalks, gushing down the streets. That's the reason for this flash flood warning that Adam's been talking about. Folks standing in their homes, hopefully staying in their homes, watching all of this water come rushing down the hillside. But again, we've got those reports, and we do have police on scene. Yeah. We're being told some buildings in that area, some apartment buildings, being evacuated because of water rushing into those. That's another danger tonight, and there's really not a lot you can do about. But there's a car so far doing what Adam was saying you should do in this situation, which is turn around, don't drown, don't go through that water. It's unsafe, Adam.
Yeah, it takes less than a foot of rushing water like that to sweep a car, right down the hill. You can cause damage to your vehicle, your safety, and also other people's stuff and livelihood. So just got to be very, and walking into it, not a great idea either.
Well, you learn that the hard way. You turn around and you go.
I'm hoping that person learned their lesson, because even fast-moving water can sweep you off your feet. Don't let your kids go out and play in this stuff either, because there you go. Hey. Hats off, hopefully, to this person making the right call to just kind of turn. And that's a city truck. I'll give them the pass, because they are professionals doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're probably checking the road for any infrastructure, things that are going on underneath the roads, and making sure that we're not seeing things wash out. Hopefully people in their houses out there are okay as well. Hopefully basements. If you got any pumps or anything like that, that'd definitely come in handy right about now. But again, very, very large amount of water in a short period of time. Radar's indicating 3 to 4 inches of rain in a matter of just a couple of hours here, and obviously that's causing huge stress on our utilities here in Duluth. And with that hill, that water just rushing down, and it doesn't care what's in its path. It's going to take whatever.
We've got city crews out there. We've got law enforcement blocking the roadways. That water is going into some buildings, unfortunately, and that's another thing. It sounds like city crews are having to do is perform some evacuations tonight, get people to a safer place with this water. Again, the rain, like Adam's been saying, it hopefully is coming to an end in the city soon. Hopefully this is the worst of it. But again, North 7th Avenue East and East 3rd Street, this is just where we have a live crew. This is just one location. We're hearing reports of flooding, stalled out vehicles, impassable roadways, and even a couple washouts in different parts of the city, both down on the hill, down at the bottom of the hill, and up on the hill. Arrowhead Road right now. Impassable, dangerous travel in certain spots, especially it sounds like between Rice Lake Road and Kenwood Avenue. Kenwood neighborhood seeing just one report we've heard tonight is 8 inches of rain. And having been out driving in that rain earlier tonight, I'm not surprised. It was blinding. You couldn't see where you were going. You basically had to pull over. It was falling so hard. And so we've got law enforcement blocking some roads, trying to keep people out of the way, probably checking in with our photographer, making sure he's okay. He tells us he's in a safe place. But this flash flood warning, Adam, what time does this flash flood warning run to right now?
So right now that flash flood warning does go until 1 o'clock this morning. It does look like the rain is starting to slow down a little bit here. So hopefully that helps crews kind of catch up a little bit, helps that water kind of move to where it needs to go. But there's more rain on the way for tonight. We're going to be seeing the potential for lingering rain showers here even after midnight tonight, all the way into early tomorrow morning. Whether or not it's be coming down as hard as it was earlier, I don't think that will be the case. But, an already stressed system, you throw a little bit more water at it over the course of several hours, and we could wake up to some more flooding tomorrow morning. Obviously, that's not what we want to see. We're in drought conditions right now. It's kind of crazy. We're talking about flash flooding, but that's just how this stuff kind of works.
We've been talking about drought for a while now. This isn't what we meant when we said we need a lot of rain in a short amount of time. We're going to have more flash flood coverage from the city of Duluth when we come back. Stay with us. All right, you are taking a live look right now at the area of 7th Avenue East and East 1st Street. We're told this is a parking lot. You've got some buildings, some businesses and a whole lot of water is essentially the situation. This is what's happening when you have 3 to 6 inches of rain in a short amount of time, as we've heard from Adam, as we're hearing from the National Weather Service, and it is running down the hillside and inundating the flatter areas like this parking lot. That is why we have a flash flood warning. That is why I would not advise any sort of travel in and around the city of Duluth right now. And this is just localized. This is just the city of Duluth where we're seeing this kind of flooding happening. Adam, it looks like the rain is letting up, if that's any consolation prize at this hour.
Yeah, Dan, at this point, looks like the rain has finally stopped being that persistent, heavy, tropical, just deluge of rain that we've been seeing. So that's some good news. Obviously, this is the outcome of that, and a very dangerous situation. A lot of city crews are out keeping an eye on these roads, making sure that we're not seeing any washouts, or if there are any washouts, that people aren't driving into them, because that's what that's the big concern here. You don't drive through any water rushing over the roadways. You don't know what the structural integrity is underneath that pavement. And we get a little bit of sound to go with it, that rushing water. I would like to take another look at radar here really quick, if we can pull that back up. I just want to show folks here that the rain is subsiding, although we are not done with the rain quite yet for the night, but I'll get to that in just a sec. So that rain is slowly starting to subside. For other areas, seeing a decent amount of rain, but this is just really a hyper local intense rainfall that we're seeing here around the head of the lake. And so that's why we do have this flash flood warning for just the Duluth area. Radar indicating, again, anywhere between 3 and 5 inches of rain, and that is confirmed with the National Weather Service as far as radar indicated rainfall goes. And we do have that flash flood warning, in effect, again, for the Duluth area until 1 a.m. this morning. But we are expecting to continue to see some rainfall here tonight. So let's take a quick look at future radar here. We're going to be seeing that rain returning probably around 6 or 7 a.m. It's not going to be coming down nearly as hard as what we had earlier this evening, so that's good, but an already stressed system might not take the best to more rain. The good news is it's going to dwindle off pretty quick as we head into the afternoon hours, and then clearing up as we head into the evening. As far as additional rainfall goes through tonight, we could still see another ½ inch of rain or so in Duluth. And elsewhere, picking up another ⁄4 inch or a 1/3 of an inch of rain, but those folks not under the same situation that we are here in Duluth. I am just going to quickly show the 7-day forecast here again for you guys, for those wanting to take a look at that. Tomorrow's still going to be cool. We'll be in the 60s on Wednesday, dry Thursday, so a couple of days to dry out before we get our next best rain chance on Friday. But back to that flash flood warning again as we come to the near end of our show, and we're starting to see that rain diminish with intensity. We will keep a close eye on any infrastructure that is damaged from this flooding, and just be aware that tomorrow morning you may wake up, you may have some detours to work out. Make sure the kids aren't playing in any rushing water or anything like that. Just stay away, let crews take care of the issues that we're having on the roads because of all this rain.
And we haven't heard any word of any sort of injuries at this hour. We have heard of a couple of road washouts. No surprise, considering those live images we saw. I don't know if we still have that shot. Again, 7th Avenue East.
That's 2012 flood. It looks very, very similar to that. I'm not saying it's at the same magnitude quite yet, but it reminds me of that.
All of that water rushing down the hillside and inundating different buildings, parking lots, and infrastructure down at the bottom of the hill. That's what we have going on right now. Again, no word on any injuries. We're still, this just started happening right before we came out to our show. So we're going to be working all night long to try to get word of road closures, any sort of washouts, other damage to infrastructure. Again, Adam, it's great to hear that the rain is coming to an end for now anyways. But word of the night, turn around, don't drown. That's the sentence you need to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Stay safe out there. Just use common sense and caution, and you'll be just fine.
Yeah, stay safe out there. Our morning crew is going to have the very latest Northern News Now today, starting at 5 a.m. We'll see you then.